And I always think, like, let's flip it. Whoever the young male popular person is right now, if he were to go on stage and do exactly what they were doing and have women simulate sex with women, right, and be the vulgar and all the stuff they're saying, right, that man would be crucified. There would be no, bringing WAP to prime time. There would be no excitement with Entertainment Tonight.
That I think like Jennifer Lopez and Shakira did a striptease basically, and
on
they
the
were on the Super Bowl. So we knew this was coming.
We are not a society of critical thinkers right now. Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to our channel if you enjoy our content. Well, someone asked us about the Cardi B, I guess the Grammys, which I don't even know, we don't even watch TV, y'all, but apparently Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, am I saying it right? I think I am. Megan Thee Stallion did a performance and we were asked our opinion on that.
Well. Next question.
Yeah, so I did see some of the, did you watch it?
No.
Okay, so
I just saw whatever clip everybody.
The clip, yeah. I didn't go and watch the entirety of it, but you can get the.
I'm not a Cardi B fan.
We get the idea of what those two ladies are doing up there, right? So I did see that it's You know what's funny is that I would consider myself to be like I would say like sensual. I think that owning your sexuality is good. You know what I mean? I believe in all of that. I think what you do sexually behind closed doors is perfectly fine. It's all up to you and your partner, whatever y'all want to do, right? Where I start to have a problem is when you start to show all of that, you know, to the mass audience of just literally everyone. I don't know how anybody can consciously do something on prime time where you know there are like children and stuff. When you know there's kids out there that are watching that, right? It is kind of like, what are we doing here? Like, what exactly are we doing here? And then you know what's funny is I watched, did I tell you this? I watched Entertainment Tonight. Well, no, there was like on YouTube, there was like a little 30-second clip of Entertainment Tonight, and they were talking about this. And they were like, Cardi B brings, the title said, Cardi B brings WAP to prime time.
Thank you.
She's cool, right? And I just thought to myself, what's happening here? Why are we glorifying what we're seeing? Like, what are we seeing here? I mean, you think about that. We were seeing simulated sex on TV, right?
Yeah,
that's what we were seeing. Simulated sex on TV. Like no holds bar. That's exactly what we saw. And again, I just want to reiterate, I am fine with everything they did behind closed doors. Okay, I don't care
what you do.
I don't give a damn what you do. But I just
half the stuff most women have done.
Yeah,
it's not a big deal. What's the big deal? Isn't what they're doing. Who cares? You know how many women sleep with other women? It's a lot. Just for fun,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, come on, it's not that big a deal. We all are different sexually. When we're in bed, we become freaks. You know, the point is like there is a reason why they're showing this.
I know
it has nothing to do with sex. We're all sexual. Beings.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the human experience. We're all sexual beings. But there is sort of a
agenda.
Yeah. And they're going to call it women's liberation because they're going to say, "Oh, we're liberated." And again, okay. You know what I mean? But like I said before, it's going to get worse before it gets better. It's going to get really, really bad, and people are not going to care until we got kids just being prostitutes at 16, and it's okay.
These are the same women. These women up there are the same women that say they don't want to be objectified, but then go up there and become objects.
Well, I mean, back in the 90s, because we were teenagers back in the 90s. See, I don't really care what young people think about this because all young people are going to think something like this is cool. When we were younger, it was NWA and Too Short.
Remember Too Short?
A-Ball MJG.
No, what's that one guy?
Two Live Crew.
Two Live Crew.
Right. So it was. This isn't new.
Yeah.
But in that time, there was I can't remember who it was. I wish I would have looked it up. But there was a lady from like the suburbs, a white lady, who saw the music that was happening with NWA and all of these, Too Short, Luke, Two Live Crew.
Yeah, sorry.
And she felt that the music was inappropriate for
kids.
Now, when I was younger, I thought, shut up. Because I was young and it was cool. Because I was young and, because when you're young, everything,
you don't think about
things that you don't think you're supposed to see and you get to see, it always seems okay. But what she was trying to say was, this is inappropriate for kids under 18. So that's where Parental Advisory came. She created the Parental Advisory. So now you can't just go into a CD store or a record store and buy, and if you're underage, you can't just buy them.
Right.
It has to be like Playboy. You have to have, there's an age group, gap. Now at that time I didn't care, but now I see why she did that.
Yeah.
Because look where we are now. Because men in that time, whether it was LL Cool J, I mean, it didn't matter, Snoop Dogg, Dre, Dr. Dre, they could, to 50 Cent, they couldn't get away with that. They had to not only put Parental Advisory on their CD sales, but they also couldn't do videos that they were watered down because it was for mainstream. They wanted everybody to be able to watch it. So all the things that we've seen, they had to really water it down. It could have been worse, but they couldn't do it. Now, women can just do it. Cardi B can literally go on Grammys with Megan Thee Stallion and do everything men couldn't do.
And it was funny is that I always think, like, let's flip it. If there was a male, who's ever the popular young, male rapper,
I don't watch
singer, if he were to go on stage and do exactly what they were doing and have women simulate sex with women, right, and be vulgar and all the stuff they're saying, right, that man would be crucified. There would be no, bringing WAP to prime time. There would be no excitement with Entertainment Tonight. It would, go ahead.
But in the Me Too generation,
you see
what I'm saying? Like, we are against men.
Yeah, it's true.
We're against men.
I'm
just saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bill Burr on that same program.
He's amazing.
Messed up on a Hispanic woman's name because he was given an award for a Hispanic, the Hispanic award for a certain Latin
all these
song.
Latin groups.
And he couldn't say the names well. So the woman he won, he said it wrong, and then he made a joke about white men can't say Spanish names right. So people instantly went after him. This is a comedian. He's a comedian. Like, you know what I mean? Don't even get me on the fact that comedians can't be really funny anymore. They have to be, careful about what they say. That's not the whole point of comedian. You can't do that. But in that same program, he was considered inappropriate. They get him off the air. He's inappropriate. He's canceled. And on that same program, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion did softcore porn on stage, and nothing. They just got nothing. Like that you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's like they're trying to. Well, okay. So we've said this before, though, but they're trying to desensitize everyone, but specifically children. They're trying to desensitize people to where this becomes kind of like the norm. So people, and I don't know exactly what do you think the actual agenda is here, because I feel like there's this. I think it's like a lot of women's lib stuff, right?
Well, I mean, I think like Jennifer Lopez and Shakira did a striptease basically, and they were on the Super Bowl. So we knew this was coming. You know what I mean? Janet Jackson did it, and she got crucified. Yeah. She accidentally. Hers was an accident. She said. Yeah. She said, and she got crucified, and having to see how things certainly just start changing. But the whole point is because rap is not like this is why I say it's an agenda for kids, is because rap is not for adults. I could care less about a 40-year-old woman watching Meg Thee Stallion or whatever her name is. You know what I mean? Looking at that, I can differentiate between I can look at her and think, well, whatever, it's just performance. But young girls don't. They take that stuff literal. Like they think like this is how women should be. Yeah. And so when I say that pretty soon even women in their 20s are going to be worthless if this keeps up, because Cardi B interviewed Joe Biden, and see what I'm saying? She interviewed the leader of the free world. It just seems like they're trying to keep us dumb. And his daughter came out and said, "I'm your biggest fan." You see, when you start saying stuff like that, how I took that is that America is now okay with sex. Now, people get mad at R. Kelly all they want, but if we keep letting 16-year-olds see this, then what we're saying is okay.
Yeah.
It's okay that they see this. So get mad at R. Kelly for messing around with a 16-year-old. Pretty soon he won't go to jail for that. And neither will any other man go to jail for having sex with underage girls. You know why? Because they're making it okay.
That's why I think the
Slowly,
point is.
but surely.
Yeah, they're trying. Well, I forgot what video we talked about this in a little bit, but
It was Cuties. Probably.
it was the Cuties one. Remember
yeah.
that movie, Cuties, came out on Netflix, and that was a whole uproar. I'll put the link to the video above me if you want to see what we had to say about that. But there's this thing where we can almost like, because Kara and I don't watch. Let me explain. We do not watch TV.
Yeah, you have to.
We don't listen to the radio. We need you to understand who we are. Okay, so we don't watch TV. We don't listen to radio. We don't really know much about any of the.
So like even commercials. Because everything we buy, we like TV shows from the 70s and 80s and 90s. So that's what I collect and I buy. I don't really watch what comes on television, so I don't see commercials or anything. Neither one of us. So then when we actually get on regular television, we're like, wow, why is there a Jamaican man doing a Skittles commercial, milking? Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's just little stuff like that. I watched a Skittles commercial one day because I just happened to watch regular TV, and there's this Jamaican guy on a beach, milking a giraffe, and he's milking Skittles. It's like, what are we? Why is that funny? And then he's laughing hysterically, and I'm thinking, why is this funny?
What
this
are we
just
doing?
is ridiculous. Like we are really dumbing down America as much as we possibly can. You know what I mean? It started with the Kardashians, and what's funny is that women are getting away with stuff that men could never get away with.
Yeah, that's the point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, men could never get away with on regular television. I mean, Hugh Hefner could never get away with just selling a Playboy. He had to have that in behind the shelves. They had, so people wouldn't just grab them. I mean, seriously, like they could never do that. And now it's just a Me Too movement and woke culture trying to make it look like, oh, it's okay. Kardashians. I knew it when they came out. As soon as I saw those Jenner girls and they were 15 years old, wearing thong things and slapping each other on the butt on their show, and I thought, yep, it's coming. Here comes
and also it seems like the world has become very perverted. I guess you said the TV and just everything you see has become very perverted. Like I was someone who did a video on this about yoga. So
it was Abba Preach.
And they did. I totally agree with them on this. Yeah, I totally agree with them on this. And I've noticed it. We both noticed this, that when we go to like Instagram, which we don't do too often, but when we go to Instagram and you see like a yoga thing, and I like yoga. So, you know what I mean? I actually like yoga. But when I see a yoga page and these women are like spread eagle and, but it's not, you perverted yoga. Somehow you found a way to pervert yoga a bit. And I'm like, what is going, we're literally trying to do, it's right in front of us.
It's happening.
We're being desensitized so our kids can feel more somehow just free to just be. It's so dangerous. When I see this whole like Cardi B and Stallion, and obviously those are the two popular ones. There are the,
but I never liked Foxy Brown.
That was
my time. I never liked Foxy Brown or Little Kim because I thought they were trashy. Yeah. Honestly, I knew then. I don't like when women act like that. I don't mind when you're in bed with a guy. Of course, we all get different. Yeah. You know what I mean? But when I see women just walk around acting like really hookers, because that's what they would be called if they weren't famous. Right. They'd be called hoes. Let's keep it real. I mean, even with the men watching if you saw those women act like that and they weren't famous, they didn't have the name attached to them. Yeah. Trina, Little Kim.
Think about it.
Meg the Stallion, Cardi B. What's the other girl? The one that was with Jeffree Star.
What's her name? Black China?
Well, Black China, but then the other one. The one that Cardi B got in a fight with.
Nicki Minaj?
Nicki Minaj.
Oh, yeah.
Nicki Minaj. All of these women would be called hoes, and most of them are getting close to 35, 40. They also be hitting the wall. You know what I mean? Right, yeah. But no one's going to say anything about that. Why? Because men get turned on by it, and then they you know what I mean? They pretend like, they suddenly don't get self-righteous anymore. Like, oh, okay, yeah, women should do that. Until they see women doing that. And why do you think women act the way they act now? Yeah. It's because that's what's popular.
Now, there's a whole other element to this. Black. It has like this feeling of, we're going to make sure they always look this way. We will make sure that people always look at them in dislight. All black women are all this. And we want to make sure we keep hoisting that up to you so you can never think about them in a decent way. So when I look at this, I'm thinking they don't want, the they I'm talking about is those people who are controlling this.
The real power in this country.
The real power in this country is not wanting us to do better because they don't want us to rise up, and then we fall for it every single time.
I mean, I had a woman say the other day, well, men been able to do it for a long time. I said, no, men were never able to get away with this.
They were never able to.
They were not without being censored. They were never able to get with. So what are you talking about? That is absolutely untrue. Stop using feminism way to cover up for bad behavior. You know what I mean? It's just, it's happened. There is a book called 1984, and it's by George Orwell. And it's a book, I think it's back in the 40s, but the book is about 1984, what would happen in 1984. And so what he was saying is that if we don't take control of ourselves now, if we don't regain control, we don't think more and be more, the powers that be, the people who really run this place, will have us against each other and change us without us even knowing it. It will gradually happen and we won't even know it. And I can see that. I can see that happening because when you look at shows like I Love Lucy, she wasn't even allowed to say she couldn't use the word pregnant. They had to use her husband's Spanish word for pregnancy because it was taboo, like to say that you were pregnant. And when I watched Archie Bunker, it was the first time that they ever heard a toilet flush because they didn't want to hear that.
It was indecent. It was considered indecent.
It was called indecent, right? And so, when I watched Roseanne, it was the first time two women ever kissed. Remember Roseanne famously kissed what's her name? And so see how progressively
it's happening right before your eyes. And now when I look at so people are like, the performance of Grammys and the WAP thing, these videos that she's been doing with Cardi B.
It's gonna get worse.
Since she's been on the scene. What's the big deal? It's just a video. They're just entertainers. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's a huge deal because they're inside everyone's home. They're into everyone's brain, especially young kids. And then they took it it's been taken to the next level. Now we have TikTok and Instagram dances where young girls, 12 and sometimes younger, even 20-year-olds or whatever, are now doing the WAP dance and the whatever dance they have associated with these songs, and the dances are their dances. The dances are the dances that these ladies are doing. So now we see 10-year-olds. We see 10-year-olds doing the WAP dance.
But do you see though? That's
and
what
the fact that what WAP even stands for, which we know what it stands for.
Right.
So the idea that we are okay with a young woman, a young girl, behaving like that to a song with the acronym as such is despicable. That we're watching that and we've taught this young girl that dance, and now they have brought it to TikTok or whatever that thing is, Snap or whatever it is. It's brought it to that, and the reason why they brought it to those platforms is to normalize it even more. So not only are we seeing it on TV on prime time, is that now they brought it into your phone. So now now it's really easy. This is not prime. This is your phone, and so you can sit there and record yourself doing this, and you can. It's just. It's really honestly the dumbing down of society.
We're just becoming barbaric and savage.
It is,
and this is what's going to break up families.
I agree.
I know people don't see that because they think like, oh, she's an entertainer. Don't take it so seriously. This is what will break up families. Little things like why? Because why do I say that? I say that because the instant women start acting like that,
savages,
they will only be sexually drawn. Men will only see them in a sexual way.
Yeah.
They won't see them in a mother way, a wife way, a mother, any of that. Because that's only for sexual.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
And so if all women start acting like that and start leading that way, what's going to happen is we're going to have a whole bunch of people who are just barbaric. And this new generation, this millennial generation, that's who you need to be concerned with. Because that's what's going to go forward. You know what I mean? Because those kids are going to have kids.
So And
where are we going to be in 20 years? This is see what I'm saying? They're changing the image of which should be innocence.
Because we don't watch TV like that, Kara and I see that's the good part about not watching TV, listen to news and stuff like that. We only listen to independent media. That's the real news. We don't watch CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. All of those are all mainstream media, and they're not telling you the truth about anything. So so it's better just if you want real information, pick whatever you want.
Or just look up your own information.
Yeah, look up your own information because in the age of information, ignorance is a choice.
The more people choose to go live in blindness.
Yeah. So I think because we don't watch TV and we don't go on social media so often. I think that what happens is we can see it almost immediately what they're doing, and I'm like, this is an age of just indecency, and we're now okay with it. We're okay with it. Meg Stallion's winning awards for this now, and Beyonce's up there. You congratulating her, and she's all hail to Beyonce, and it's like this whole thing where we're just trying to normalize destruction. And that's what we're doing right now. We're normalizing destruction. The idea of us just being okay with what we're seeing, and then
I'm not okay. I don't like this at all.
Like it doesn't sit well with me at all, because it just, especially because there's a lot of people of color, and it's making me feel like they're just trying to make sure that we stay in our place. And that we're always looked at as just this one way. They don't want to look like we have any value. It's just, it's hard to watch because I know what's happening. And so when I see like the Cardi B's out there and the Nicki Minaj's and then all this, and even some of the male rappers and stuff like that, just the talk all together, it's like we have no chill. It's just like we are just doing what they have always wanted us to do, remain dumb. We are not a society of critical thinkers right now. No. We are a society of people who do not feel any need at all to think critically about anything, to question anything. Karen and I question everything.
Well, because
question everything,
and I like it that way, because it keeps me up. Like what is like Jimmy Dore said, that we are moving fast in nuclear speed and ignorance.
Yeah.
The whole country, not just white people too. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because white people applaud this stuff also. They like when we act like this. Makes them feel good about themselves. I always say that every time a white guy tries to emulate a black man, it's only the black guy that's acting like a thug. They never want to like Barack Obama, because they don't think of that as black. They don't. You know what I mean? And so
they want to remain. They want to remain a thug and hoe.
Yeah.
So if you're a thug or a hoe, that look or whatever that look is, that's what they want us to make sure that they're going to keep that image up, the thug hoe image. And as long as we're keeping that up, then we're in line.
And I know people are going to be like, "Oh, women, things are evolving." Okay, you guys keep that up.
Yeah, keep it up.
Keep that up.
We're evolving, huh? Okay. You sure? Because what I saw was not evolving.
Nobody's going to be high value. You know what I mean?
I'm like, I didn't see any evolvement. I saw women drinking the Kool-Aid. That's what I saw.
I mean, it's like with the Kardashians and like J-Lo and all what they do with women is they take these women and they sexify them up, and they make regular average women feel sort of
insecure. You're right.
Or just irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
And what happens is that women who feel irrelevant, which would be every woman but famous women, then they need to go on Instagram and prove that they can be just like these women.
Right.
And so they go and watch a video and they go, "Oh, look at Beyonce. She's hitting windows and beating, doing this, and she's a real woman," and they look at stuff like that. We become a very angry, and you can see though. Of course, look, there's no one's docile. No one, everyone's just savage. Yeah. And that's like the thing to be.
It's a savage, and there's songs about it.
Like I was watching that She Fit commercial for the bra, because I work out.
Commercials,
so I wanted to get a new
sports bra.
Now this woman is not only she's not selling me a bra, she's selling me women empowerment. So she can't just sell me a bra. Yeah. She has to tell she's shoving feminism down my throat again, and I don't even want it. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like I don't even want it. I'm so tired
it's so true.
Of being force-fed feminism all day long.
Yeah. And that's all we do. We get force-fed it all day long. And I was every time I look at a commercial or anything, it's like, God, why are we talking about? But this has nothing to do with what you're selling. When everything is aligned like this and weird, like, I'm sorry, not aligned, but like off, and people are over here doing TikTok dances, and people are changing the way they look on their thing, and it just looks like we're being distracted. Yeah, and
Cardi B's she's a symptom of a bigger problem that no one sees. Right. And that's just the truth. Yeah. I mean, that is the truth. And I can tell you what's going to make women ladylike. We're in a lot of wars right now, and once we hit a draft, all of a sudden women are going to be Southern belles. Yeah. Oh my God. Because, back in all the other wars that we had where we got drafted, they were all men. Yeah. Men got drafted.
Remember Hillary Clinton said she wanted to start a draft back in her time. She was one to start a draft.
And if they do that, then these young girls are going to be the ones.
Yeah.
So I can tell you, women power feels good until you actually have to be a man.
Yeah, I'm saying when you're in your 20s and early 30s, you're military age. Yeah. In 20s, you're military.
They send young people.
They send to the
You
military.
got to be 18. The drafted gets you're young.
Right.
I think
So-
it's like 38. It used to be 38 when
Yeah.
that was who they, But no, I mean, look.
Just
saying.
I'm just looking at all of this, what's going on, and I sometimes get very disappointed in Black people because we always fall for this. Like every single time, we always fall for it. We just continue with the narrative.
But I was telling Danielle the other day, we used to work at Macy's Herald Square in New York, and one day it was Black Friday, and one of the and I was going to New York. I was going into Macy's early that day because we were open 24 hours. So I went in at 2:00 in the morning. So as I was getting off the train and I was walking towards the store, Foot Locker is right across the street from Macy's.
Yeah.
And there were what looks to be about 500 or 600 people waiting in a line for the new Jordans.
Right.
All of those people were Black. These people are waiting outside. If you don't know, New York in November is freezing. These people are waiting outside for some $250 sneakers. I didn't see one white person in that line. I didn't see one white person in that line. I went to Starbucks because it's right across the street, and I had some time before I went to work, and I was watching the line because it was amazing. And actually, the news crew came out because they had this long line, and I just thought to myself, why? I said, I wasn't even thinking anything of it until I sat there for a minute and really watched it, and I thought to myself, there is not one white person in this line.
But that happens in every city in the world where something happens. We just consume so much. We always just buying so much, and I just think that's just to make sure that's our place. That's where we belong. We don't belong on any other hierarchy of anything.
Right.
No, we belong here in entertainment, and just buying up all kinds of stuff that you can't afford to live a life to impress people that that don't give a damn about you. So it's really weird.
Yeah, I was just telling Danielle today that I was watching. There's a YouTube show called Hot Ones. It's like they chicken wings.
Yeah.
They use these chicken wings. They get hotter and hotter and hotter. It's really funny. They use celebrities.
It's a popular one.
It's really popular, but they put celebrities on there to eat these really hot chicken wings, and it's really funny. I like watching it. But Trick Daddy was on. I watched one with Trick Daddy on it.
I remember Trick Daddy.
You know what I mean? But Trina was Trick Daddy.
Trina.
So, but Trick Daddy was on there, and the first thing that was annoying was when he was saying that Chris, or what's his name, Chris? That name or Sean? Sean said you were a big advocate on getting the nipple released on Instagram, so that women can show their nipples now on Instagram. And then he was like, yeah, because I think that we should be able to. This man is old now. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, because I think we need to go ahead and see Instagram where we can see a woman's nipple. I was like, why, Trick Daddy? Because you haven't seen enough women's nipples. It's like, why do you need to see that? Why you are a star? You can see nipples all day long.
That's what you campaign for?
Right. Why do you need to see 18-year-old girls' nipples? Why is that? Do you see what I'm saying? What he's advocating for?
There was something else you could advocate for.
This is what he's passionate about.
Right.
You know what I mean? This man has money and he has a life, and this is what is ignorance. And then he talked about a thing that he used to love, polo.
Oh, yeah.
He loved polo. Right. And so the brand, the little horse brand. And so he told his publicist or whoever that takes care of him for their videos, if there's any way that we can we don't want any money from you. That's what he told the Ralph Lauren. We don't want any money from you. We don't want anything from you. We just want access to clothes that other people can't get, and so we can put them on our video. And so he said they wrote him back in a letter and said, no, we're not going to give you that access, and please do not mention our club. Please do not mention our brand on your videos. Wow.
That's a Ralph Lauren thing.
And then Sean said, how did that make you feel? You know how it made him feel? Like a nigga.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't worth nothing.
Right.
This man actually had videos and he was popular.
Yeah.
When he said that's why he felt good enough to ask this guy.
He felt worthy of
it, and they didn't see him as worthy. They saw him as
trash.
Danielle and I went over to our mother's house. It was during Christmas. We watched Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live, we haven't watched Saturday Night Live in a long time, but it came on because we were at my mother's house really late. Lizzo was the singer of the day. This woman is on a strip pole and doing all kinds of stripper moves. I was thinking to myself, what is going on regular TV?
We're all three watching it, and we're so quiet because we were thinking
it's amazing.
What is she stripping?
She's on stripping.
And I know when people are trying to push these agendas right from my face. There's no way I can sit there and look at Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and think to myself that was right what I saw.
No,
there's nothing in my soul that can say what I looked at was right
Yeah.
for the mass of audience to see that, when I know that kids are looking at it. And they're going to now impersonate that and think that that's cool, because that's what you do when you're kids. Your mind is a sponge. You just want to do what you see what your favorite person is doing. And if they're doing that, they're going to do it. And guess what? It's okay now. You can do it. You know why? Because TikTok made days for you. So you can literally just be them. And just act like them, and do like that, and be cool, and see how many views you get from it. And I'm really disgusted about where it's going, and I'm okay with saying that. I don't agree with it.
The Me Too movement came from Hollywood women who felt like they were being over-sexualized by people like Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby and all those people. And yet, women in Hollywood like Cardi B are now doing that. I mean, what do you want here? Are you either okay with it or you're not?
Yeah. Which one is it?
You know what I mean? It's just ironic that the same women who wanted to hashtag that are now accepting this.
But that's what I was saying in the beginning. This whole women's power, these women, these feminists out here.
It doesn't feel like empowerment.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like empowerment, because those are the same people who are saying, don't objectify women. And then all the while, they're objectifying themselves.
I don't want you to objectify. I'll objectify women.
I'm going to be the objectify. It's just like we don't have there's no moral compass. The moral compass is completely whack. Now, like, people are just doing whatever, and I'm like, well, you know, they always say, oh, you know, everything's always in the name of freedom. Well, you know what? There's some social responsibility you're supposed to have. Okay? There's some social responsibility as a human being that you're supposed to have in this world. You know, and to look out for the youth, usually. So that's what we're supposed to be doing, right? Be examples for the youth. And I just think that we're not doing that. And I think we're not doing it on purpose.
Well, because we're falling for it too.
Yeah, we're falling for it too. Because like I said, we got mothers and daughters out here that are dancing together.
It's just, I mean, we're on a slippery slope here. And actually, I think we're already...
No, I was about to say that. I think the slope is already...
That's what they say when they say we're at the end of times.
Yeah.
They don't mean like we're you know, a big meteor is going to come in, but what they're saying is that we're at the end.
Yeah, this is the meteor.
Like, you know what I mean?
All this happening.
You know, we can always save ourselves.
Women empowerment to me is talking about something that matters. And women empowerment to me is just encompassing what it means to be feminine and be a woman. And I just think that when we do this thing where we're only allowing ourselves to be sexual beings only.
Yeah.
That's it. It's all, and then you are proving their point.
And attempt to show men that we can be as sexual, sexual as them. I was like, we're not supposed to be the same, ladies.
They're not.
We're different. There are things that I can do that a man can't do, and there are things that men can do that I can. And this is naturally that can happen. We're not supposed to be the same. That's why we fit together.
Right.
If we're both the same,
it doesn't work.
It's like two puzzle pieces that are the same. They don't match.
Yeah.
You have to be different for a puzzle piece to match. You know what I mean? I think women just aren't seeing that. They're selfishly pretending like this isn't like this is somehow a move forward for us, and for a lot of reasons it's making us go backwards. We worry about young women. I mean, older women, we know what's on, but I really worry about young women because I feel, and young men really, because I think that even these millennials and down, these Zoomers, and I worry about them because I think that everything is so surface, and that they don't have any real. I fear them not having any realness to them.
Well, I think that they don't have self. There's their identity is built in what they see on TV and the people who are glorified. So it's like there's a lot of young people who just really identify on what they see and not being able to identify as an individual anymore. Yeah. They want to be the Cardi. They want to be the those guys that she's the Migos. Is that their name? They want to be those people, and and so it's like, you guys tell us what you think. Did you think that was a bit much? Do you think that what you saw was extremely odd? Because I personally, we thought it was like, what is going on here? Let us know. Leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you guys to all the new subscribers. We appreciate you. Thank you for joining the conversation. Everybody have a really good weekend. Bye.